Hi everybody, Alex here from Expert Forex, and in today's video I want to show you how you can use the strategy tester that comes standard with the MT4 platform to test your indicators. Now, a lot of traders believe that the strategy tester is only for testing EAs, but it can also be used to test indicators. Now, just bear in mind that indicators do not trade. They give trading signals. So you cannot test the profitability of an indicator using the strategy tester. But what you can do is you can see it in action. It will actually trade as if it's trading live, and it'll show you the settings and signals that you get from a particular indicator. Now, how you do this is it's quite easy. All you do is you open the strategy tester by going to the menu, clicking on view, and then on strategy tester, which I've already done. It then opens up this particular strategy tester that you see right here, and you can then so the trick here is to go down to this drop down menu, and you can see you can select expert, advisor, or indicator. So obviously you would select indicator. I've actually got a special indicator that I'm testing at the moment called the wiggly worm channel indicator, and you then load your particular indicator from the list that gets presented. You can load your own indicators, or you can load the standard ones from MT4. There's my wiggly worm one. I select that, and it then goes in there. You then select the currency that you want to test. I like using open prices because it goes a lot faster than tick, and we're not looking for trading accuracy. You just want to see how the indicator works. In this case, I'm going to test the 4-hour period with a spread of 1, and I'm going to be testing a period of about 8 months, from the 1st of January to the end of August. The thing that happens when you do indicator, then visual mode gets activated. In other words, what it will do is when you start your test, it will load the indicator and start trading it in visual mode. And that is the moment that you get value from testing your EA, because then you can see it in action. So before I show you that, I must just point out visual mode has a setting where you can go from very slow to very fast. If you just set it right at the extreme, it will literally go so fast that so it'll only show you the end result. If you do it to this end, it will hardly move. So it's a case of wriggling this one around to determine the speed that you like the testing to occur. So remember that bar. The other thing that we've got to say is, so what are the benefits of seeing your indicator being traded on the screen? Well, it gives you an opportunity to play around with the settings of the indicator, and I'll actually do that for one of the indicators. You can see the impact it will have on the number of trades that you're doing and the possible profitability of those particular settings. The other thing is to visually see the indicator in action so that you can understand where the signals occur, and you can look at the chart in relation to those particular signals. You can also do visual back testing. So in other words, you can actually say, oh, there's a signal generated. You can mark it, and then you can mark the actual result, and by going through it over the period that you're testing, you can get a feel of what kind of trading results you can get from this particular indicator. And then fourthly, you can learn how the sensitivity of settings work, because there's two basic principles about settings. The more sensitive the setting, the more transactions you'll get, but at the same time you could get a lot more whipsaws. The less sensitive the settings, the fewer trades you'll get, but in general it cuts out a lot of whipsaws and it adds to profitability. So you can start playing and learning how that ratio works with your particular indicator. Again, I must stress, indicators do not trade. They provide visual signals. Now that's what we actually do. We test the indicator in this mode, and then we automate it. In fact, we've got a website called Automated MT4 Indicators. And that's exactly what happens. We then look at it, we find the settings that are pretty good. We say, yes, this is a good indicator. Let's automate it. turn it into an EA, and then we do the same process with the EA. We optimize, test it, and if it is good profitability, we bring it to the market. Okay, so let's test this particular one just to give you a feel of what happens. Now, here we have indicator properties. When you click on indicator properties, it'll give you the ability to change the settings of a particular indicator. We're busy working on this indicator, so I'm not going to show you the settings that are involved with this particular indicator, but I'm going to show you the concept. I'll show you the settings with another indicator. So here we go. I'm going to actually start the testing. So you click on start, it goes away, and there we are. Now, at this point, because we've got it on the lower setting, you can now set the chart to how you want to see it. You can condense the chart, and that's now this is a much better view of this particular indicator, so you can see it. Having it on a very slow mode allows you to do that kind of thing. Just to give you a background to this indicator, it's a very powerful indicator. It's the indicator that was used by the winner of our trading competition, and how it works is very simple. When the price touches the green line, it trades back into the body of worm. You see the green channel is the worm. The blue line is the middle of the worm, so it trades from the green line back to the middle of the body of the worm. So, for instance, there it might take a trade back to the body of the worm, there it might take a trade back to the body of the worm, and so on. So you can see it's quite an effective, a very high success rate this particular one has, and it is trading away at the moment because we've got it on the most sensitive setting, we're not really seeing much. It's really moving quite slowly. I'll accelerate it now, but now you've got a feel of how this is a most fantastic indicator. Very simple. It operates without a stop loss because the blue line is both the target and the stop loss. So when a trend develops, the blue line suddenly follows the trend very strongly, and the price comes back and touches the blue line and gets stopped out. So that's how the stop loss. So the blue line is both the stop loss and the target. The entries only occur when the green line is entered. So it's very, very, very simple system. And we spend time refining the actual indicator. And then once we've got that, then we automate the trading system. That's the advantage of being able to test indicators before they become EAs. So I'm going to just, we're still testing, so I'm just going to increase the speed of the testing. There we go. Now you can see the speed's increasing. So we can now see how this indicator, so there it would have entered a deal, and there it would have exited a deal, so profitably. So that's how it goes. And we can sit here and watch the indicator. When you're designing EAs, you also watch risk control. You can see when the indicator is running into problems, how you can possibly avoid risk involved, and there's all kinds of other great. Now there's an entry, there's an exit. See, very quickly, and so there's an entry and there's the exit. So you can see this indicator is absolutely fantastic, and we'll be bringing it to the market pretty soon. It is the one that was used by the winner of our competition, and let's just watch it for a little bit longer, and then I'll show you a few other indicators. So that's how it works. Touch the green line, and it repaints up very quickly. There's a touch of the green line, and there's the touch of the blue line. So you can see it trades very rapidly and very high success rate. So let's just stop that test. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on to a slightly more well-known one, like the RSI. There's the RSI. I've just loaded that. Now I'm going to go into the indicator properties, and I'm going to say, all right, this RSI, I want to run on the default. So the default for the RSI is 12. And I'm going to say okay, and let's see what the RSI looks like. Now again, I'll move the speed down to 0 and start the test. So there we are. It's loaded the RSI onto the screen. There's the price action, and you can see the RSI. You can see the RSI in action there. So let's increase the speed a little bit, and also let's just condense the price feed so that we can see a little bit more. One thing you must notice about this particular setting is it doesn't produce many trades, because the trading happens when the RSI goes overbought or oversold, which is those dotted lines over there. So it's only produced one 2 trading signals in this little section that we're looking at. So this is where you then say, oh no, this is ridiculous. I can't trade with one trading and another one. Now that was quite a good one because that caught that downward trend, but I can't trade like this. I want settings that are more sensitive. You see, these are less sensitive settings. So what you then do is you say stop the test, stop the bus, and you say, all right, I'm going to go to the other extreme. I'm going to look at a more sensitive setting, which is number 4. You say okay, and you restart the test. Same principle. You condense the chart to see it a little bit more, little bit better, and now you can see that the RSI has changed. It now is generating a lot of signals. There's a sell signal, there's a buy signal, there's a sell signal, there's a buy signal. So it's crossing the overbought and oversold lines more frequently. Now the question is it crossing it too often? And what is the balance between the first setting, the 12 that I used earlier, and the 4 that I'm using now? So visually, you can now have a look and say, oh, well, that one would have been very profitable. That one, maybe not that profitable. That one, yes, very profitable. And you can actually look at the chart and say, all right, so if this is the way it trades, how do I exit my deals? And you can start building strategies around your indicator. This visual mode is fantastic. I'm just going to increase the speed a little bit to just give you a better idea. You can see if you increase the speed quite a lot, you can actually see how to trade this particular indicator. Now, if you want to back trade it, for instance, you reduce the speed quite a lot and you say, let's just let it create a signal. All right, there's a signal. All right, so we say stop now, more or less. So the signal that got created there, so this is what you would do in back trading. You would say, all right, I'll enter a buy over there. So let's see, you then increase the speed and you can then see the result of your buy decision. So that's how you basically back trade an indicator, and you can get a good idea of your how good your trading decisions are. I hope you've learned a lot from this video that has shown you an introduction of how you can actually use the MT4 Strategy Tester to decide on your settings that you're going to use and to understand and learn more about the indicators that you're going to be using. So from me, Alex Deploy, thank you for watching the video, and cheerio.